Hello, friends. I'm inviting you to this podcast with my friend Shay Seaborne. Uh, this is my first podcast in English, so we will see how it goes. But till yet, I have really much fun and a good connection with you, Shay. And for me, there's a few things that we have in common. Something like we are activists and we care about people and we live through some shitty things and we need to talk about them and we need to uh, bring some reality in the world and I am happy that we can do this podcast and I'm really curious what will come up from it. So hello.
Thank you, Elias. It's really good to be here with you.
Yeah. I know that you have on Facebook the site Trauma Aware America, and I am looking at it for some time, and it's like growing like exponentially with people because you are bringing topics that are like really needed, heavy for many people, it's heavy, and I think that we all know about those topics and not many people are willing to talk about it. So I'm really like it's like inspiration for me what you are doing, uh, and I'd like to talk about it more. If you would say some things about the essence of it.
Hmm. Thank you. I appreciate your support. It means a lot. Well, Trauma Aware America came out of my own experience of trauma, a lifetime of it, and my anger at the systems and structures that perpetuate it. Um, I went through years of abuse in the healthcare system after I asked for help with severe childhood trauma. They thought I said hell, and that's what they gave me.
Mm,
Um, and I realized I wasn't alone. This is standard treatment. This is what they do to people. They destroy human beings, especially psychiatry,
mm,
by telling us that the problem is in us and we just need to get over it and take some pills and go back to work. And
mm,
I felt like it was really important to help other people understand you're not the problem. The problem is your environment. We're living
mm,
in cultures that create chronic stress and frequent trauma and then blame us when we can't function well and when our core biological needs are unmet. And that's insane. And it's
mm,
very liberating to understand that. Once you understand that the system is the problem, you can start making choices that protect you from it and even undermine it. And that's what I'm about.
mm. Yeah, a few last years I am more and more aware about the power of the field. It's like to swimming in the blue water and be like, why am I blue? What's going on?
Mhm.
my my natural color is not blue. Why am I blue? And that that the field is like really in many ways making us feel safe or not safe.
Mhm.
And when we don't understand that it's like coming from many sides to us that danger, danger, danger. You are
Mhm.
not enough. Your opinion, we doesn't care about them. Then it's like almost the same like little child is experiencing in the family that don't care about the child, or
Mhm.
maybe when they don't want the child, or they are not in the role of caring for the child, and that is
Yes,
like crazy.
it's the same dynamic exactly. That we're getting cues of danger from our environment all the time. Even just watching the news, our
Mm,
nervous systems aren't made to take in all the horrors of the world 24/7, especially disconnected, sit in your house and watch it on TV. That's so bad for the nervous system.
Mm.
And all those signals that we see, when a government oppresses a certain part of the population, turns against them, hates them, persecutes
Mm.
them, that affects us even if we're not in that group.
Yeah.
It affects our nervous system. It raises our sense of threat and fear, and that changes how we see the world and how we behave and interact with each other, and it changes our nervous system. It has a very negative impact.
Mm. Yeah. For me, when I started to learn more about shame dynamic, one of the first things I experienced in the teaching was when I see that someone uh, is putting someone down, and I see it, and I experience the shame that is going on there, and I am not doing or talking about it,
Hmm.
then I take the energy with me, and it's in me, and it's working, and it will not go away because it's energetical thing. So mostly then I have it in me, and I am putting other people down because that's the dynamic.
Right. It teaches you that you have to put other people down in order to be worthy.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
that's how so much of our culture is designed. It could hardly be any more inhumane.
Hmm. We were talking before about uh, oxytocin and people and love and to stay in connections, and
Mhm.
how it's like harder and harder to experience it in the
Mhm.
society, also in between friends. Because when I was young, we were mostly playing somewhere in the nature,
Mhm.
or making games with body and all this stuff, and it was just for fun. And now it's not so much. And if many people are going to gym, and it's not the same. It's not
No.
like the playfulness. It's not just oh, we are playing just so,
Mhm.
and we are like experiencing who are you, and who am I with you. Yeah.
Right.
And I like uh, who I am when I am talking with you, Shy. And that's the thing that it's like, oh, I like it. Yes, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. That really makes a difference. That unstructured time, focusing on creating something together, especially if it's imaginative, um, and even the playful aggression is a wonderful way
Mhm.
for our nervous systems to know each other in a way that's really safe and fun. And when you go to the gym, what do? You get on the machine and you do the thing all by yourself, and you might talk to wave at somebody or whatever, but you don't really interact with them. You're interacting with the machine.
Now my eyes are looking on the wall behind you, on the beautiful box, and for me, we are talking about that the bugs are something powerful to experience something lovely, but also in the nature, they are like strong bugs.
Hmm.
And I'd like to talk about them and the story and the book you are preparing, uh, because for me it's like a beautiful way how to use power. And we were talking about power and standing for ourselves, and maybe not just for ourselves when we are doing what we need.
Yeah. Sorry, I was distracted for a second. My phone started ringing. I thought I had
Yeah,
said
yeah,
it.
yeah, I had it.
Stop.
Yeah.
So, I want to just grab a copy of the book real quick because
Yes.
I forgot to put one here. Um, So this is my first book, Healing Happens in Connection, the interpersonal neurobiology, basics of the interpersonal neurobiology for healthcare. And I designed it for one of my doctors, actually. I've had to teach them so much so that they would not harm me by accident
Mm.
by doing
Oh.
what they're told to do and what the book says. So I dedicated it to the doctor that inspired it. And it's just 10 paintings like this. And each painting has a little bit of text that tells about what's going on here. And then if you want to learn the neuroscience, you go down lower and read the neuroscience notes. So it's kind of like a kid's book and an adult book together. And the images are designed to appeal to our playful kid. And
Mm.
that keeps us in a field of delight. And that helps us be curious and open to learning and to
Mm.
remembering things better and taking things in better. And hopefully, once you've read the book, you'll be able to just look at the picture and remember what all this stuff says,
Mm.
because the picture will spark what you learned from reading that. And my favorite page is the last one, which doctors really like too, because it talks about how when our caregivers are taken care of, they give better care. They're
Mm.
human beings too. The system exploits them as much as it exploits anybody.
Yeah.
And it grinds them into dust, and they quit their jobs, and they get mental health conditions, and they get sick
Mm.
because they're not being taken care of. So it's really revolutionary to say, hey, they're human beings and they need care too.
Wow. Wow. That's funny coincidence for me this day because um originally we were talking about yesterday to have this talk, and we have
Mhm.
it today, and it's like the change in the Chinese horoscope now. And also when we are talking about this, I have written on a Facebook an article about workshop for people who are working with people. And for me, it's
Mm.
like so many things are like,
Meshing. Yeah.
it's like, wow, that's beautiful.
I
And
love that. That's, for me, that's a sign that we're on the right track when things
yeah,
start to mesh.
yeah, yeah. Hmm. For me, it's like I'm like experiencing some kind of uh, quiet moment inside me that, hmm, you know, that it's so good to talk to someone who is experiencing same things.
Mm.
And also in your book with the pictures, there is for me one really powerful message, like that we are not designed to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
That is like bringing me tears
Mm.
in my eyes, that so many people are alone or feel alone, because that is not the same. Many people are with people that are feeling alone because
Mm-hmm.
nobody was teaching us how to make connections, how to be curious, how to really be curious from the body, not from the head. And for me, it's
Yes.
like big difference with someone is like, "How are you?" or "How are
Mm-hmm.
you?" or he's in the belly and holding the space for what I will say and what I feel.
Yeah, that's it essentially. Um, my books are informed by the field of interpersonal neurobiology, called, also shortened to IPNB, but also called relational neuroscience, which is actually more accurate, but there's no acronym for it that I know of yet. And it shows us through a history of studies and um, human interactions that our nervous systems are designed, they evolved to help ourselves and each other feel good and be happy and maintain homeostasis.
Mm.
through safely connecting with each other. And when we don't have enough of that, or if it's just unsafe altogether, our nervous systems get dysregulated. They can't function well. They're overloaded from cues of danger through not having the safe connection. So they become dysregulated, and any system that's dysregulated can't function properly. So we have intrusive thoughts and bad perspective and cognitive problems and chronic disease and recurrent pain and so-called mental health issues. They're all symptoms of not enough safe connection.
Mm. That's a powerful message for me,
Mm-hmm.
really.
You look at the rise of chronic illness across the world.
Yes, because how can we make a good decisions with this kind of state? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
whoa, it's
Yeah, when we're distressed, we actually lose contact with the prefrontal cortex, the good decision making part of the brain. So we can't make good decisions. And when the whole culture is chronically stressed, nobody's able to make the best decisions they can, that
yeah,
they would be able to make if they had the support that they need, if they weren't feeling like they're under threat all the time.
yeah. Yeah, we are like not able to reach the question, what is good for me? What is good for my system? We were talking
Hmm.
about what what is tasting like this is good for my nervous system.
Hmm.
In that state, like the question doesn't exist.
Yeah. Yeah. First of all, we don't really know that we have a nervous system. Like, well, yeah, we know we have a bunch of nerves and there's a brain and a spinal cord, but we don't know how important every bit of sensory input that comes into us, whether it's, colors or sounds or the voice of another human being, their proximity, all affects our nervous system moment to moment. And it builds our nervous system of tomorrow. Whatever we experience
Mhm.
today becomes part of our nervous system.
Mm.
And in most Western cultures, we're taught to ignore our bodily signals and,
Mhm.
just get back to work, you. And if you grew up in a toxic childhood environment, you were taught that your feelings don't matter, that your instincts don't matter, that they're wrong.
Yeah,
Um,
I am the problem.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so you disconnect from your body and just try to live from here and, do the thing that you're supposed to do. Go to
Mm.
work and get the paycheck and pay the
Mm.
rent and
Mm.
over and over again, and do it in the isolation of your home and pay the professionals to do the things that our bodies are meant to do together.
Yeah. And I say that like it's like epidemic because when we are talking about people who are working with people, physicians and whoever, that I am working in this field for maybe 30 years,
Mm.
and there is no education in this field about those things. There is no education about uh, as who as who I am touching you. What is the role? Am I someone or something? And so many people in the system are not someone, they are something.
Mhm.
And it's like crazy how we are used to be used in the system. And it's like we were
Mhm.
talking about, it's like there are consequences for it to stand in it and to say like no, what is going on?
Mhm.
Because when we are alone in it, and you were alone in it, you were fighting on many fronts with this,
Mhm.
and you are a fighter, really.
Yeah, had
It's
to be
like,
to stay alive.
yeah, that that the situation that we need to speak about those things, about what we're experiencing, what we're experiencing, because uh, when the people who we pay for helping us are not educated about what is really helping, wow, wow.
Yeah, they don't just not help us, they harm us.
Yeah.
Because the number one thing we need when we're vulnerable, in pain, uh, or hurt is attunement. We need that other person to be able to connect with us in a way that they can see our pain and who we are and respond appropriately.
Yeah.
And if they're rushing, if they're trying to meet billing codes, if they're trying to follow the standards, which in most medical situations, that's what they're doing first, because corporations own almost everything now. They're not able to. The first thing that happens is they disconnect. They don't see us as a human being. They see us as a problem that needs to be managed rather than a person who needs safe connection.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also,
Or a number which brings money.
right. Yeah. And that disconnection opens the space for harm, not only from the misattunement, but from seeing us as a problem. Well, then it doesn't matter how the solution affects us as long as it fixes their view of the problem.
Yeah.
So,
Because when I am coming to someone just with the thought and my inner feeling, I don't have to talk about it. Just with the feeling that you are not okay. I need to fix you.
mhm. Yeah, and that
It's
creates a
already happening.
hierarchy right there. That creates, I'm the fixer and you're the broken thing.
Yeah.
And that's what most of our medical system is based on, which is exactly the opposite of what we need.
Mm.
I've had to find doctors who can buck that, who can meet me where I am and reduce the hierarchy and treat me as an equal partner in my care. And it's very hard. It takes a lot of effort,
Mm-hmm.
but it's worth it. It makes all the difference.
Yeah. It's so crazy on one side, like funny, on other side, like deadly, that
Mm,
we have this treat system so many years here, and this what we are talking about is like pioneer thing, like something totally new, to experiencing totally new D in the life. Like when for me it's like when people are experiencing life in 2D and they don't know about it that
mm,
exists 3D.
mm-hmm,
For me it's like when someone uh, cannot sniff something, and,
mm-hmm,
and in one moment it's like on, it's like wow, what is going on?
mm-hmm.
Was this here before? I didn't felt it. Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a whole different reality. And it's about coming back into our bodies, into the present and with each other.
Yeah, for me this like shocking thing was when I started like really studying body signals and the feeling from the field. And for me, it was like my life changed from that moment totally. For myself also,
Mm,
because as we said, my reaction from the environment was like, "Am I feeling here good? No, why?" And then was the studying about shame. Like, okay,
mm.
when I am not thinking that I am the problem, I am just experiencing something, and I need to find a way how to be well with me. It was like two things that really helped me, and I know that we are like meeting here.
Yeah, we have a lot of overlap. And that's true. When you realize you're not the problem, so much of the shame just disappears.
Yeah.
Poof. That's one of the things I love about relational neuroscience. There's no shame in it. There's no diagnosis. There's no prescription. There's no one up and one down. It's all about what's good for my body at this point. What And if I have problems, the question is what core biological needs are unmet, and how do I get those needs met? Not, what's wrong with my brain, or what's wrong with my thinking, or why do I keep making bad decisions, or I have terrible character.
Yeah. Yeah.
It shows us that everybody does the best they can do with what they have. Even the awful people who do awful things, they're in positions where they're expected to do those. Everything tells them, do this, and you'll get away with it. So why not? And have a good time while you do it.
Mm.
And when you're in that kind of a position long enough, that's how your nervous system operates. We adapt to our environment unless we understand what's happening and we change the environment. It's difficult. It's a very difficult task to change the environment.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it involves, like you said, knowing what's going on in here, feeling what's happening in your body, recognizing who lights you up with delight when you think of them or meet them or hear their name.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Those are the people that you need to spend more time with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who makes you feel distressed or shameful or less than? Get away from those people.
Yeah. And it's not so in the beginnings. It's it's not so easy to do this
Mm-hmm.
because from my experience, I cannot make a change in some field of my life that it will not have in a time like wave in the other fields.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I am changing like my friends or something, my work and something that is like it's moving, everything is moving, then it's like
Mm-hmm. And then it
and
gets messy.
yeah, yeah, and the
And
movement inside inside us, our bodies is like, oh, I need to come up with something with me, with myself.
yes, and also oftentimes that kind of work uncovers unresolved trauma and sources of chronic stress. And so then we need to also integrate that as
Mhm.
part of the change process.
Yeah, some of these things are much older than me and you. They're like,
Yes,
ooh,
ancient. Hmm.
ancient. Yeah, and it's like I, uh, in US you have so many nationalities and everything. It's like in Slovakia we have not so much of these things. And I was experiencing when I was looking on the Facebook and the talkings there that how I need to be more aware of those things, how we relate to people who are black, who are green, white, and blue, and whatever. Like what those things are saying about me,
Mm.
about my rank, like white people, white men, middle class, and everything, and how is it important to be aware of those things because I just felt a few days ago that, oh, okay, now I am like comfortable with that. I know that I will be always shaming because there are always things about people who I cannot relate because no one told me how to do it. So
Hmm.
when I come in I it's not that I want to make harm to someone, but when I am not like used to make the connection, yes, and then I come in like from this position and someone is feeling like I am here because not just that you are man, that you are white man and everything, and like you are a better situation or better health, your nervous
Hmm.
system feels like stronger than mine, and I am like not feeling it. It's already happening.
Hmm. Yeah, that's really insightful.
And
that's why it's so important to be aware of power dynamics, and really when there's that shift and the greater the differential, the more space there is for harm for both people, but especially for the person who's considered in the one down position.
yeah, in my work, I am experiencing more and more the situation that there are like two types. When people uh, are coming, they're like in the child position many times, and it's not easy to work with it, or to make the connection that we are partners,
Mm-hmm.
because uh, and first I didn't know how to address those things, and now I know that in one way it's like really changing this experience many things in lives, because uh, when I am feeling that someone is taking me equal, maybe it's the first time that people feel, okay, I need to change some things in my life, because in the society, when we are just like uh, pinned to the hierarchy in between people, and not that we are people, then it's really hard. And the second situation is that people are coming in the role that they are bigger than me,
Mm-hmm.
and that they want to do something for me. There are like two types, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like, wow. And I am asking them, like, look, okay, uh, and mm, can you imagine that I am here for you? And then many times it's like quiet. And what? Many
Mm-hmm.
people cry. Many people are like, many times that's the first session. Then we establish that I am here for you. You are paying me. It's my job to care what you need. And that's probably the most powerful thing I experiencing uh, those 2 years.
I'm sure. I think a lot of people, like you said, don't have that experience. They don't know what it's like to have somebody on their side there to help them and support them, especially as open as you are about it. That's really sad. Everybody deserves that and needs it. It's a biological imperative to have safe social connection.
Hmm.
Our bodies and brains suffer if we don't have that.
Hmm. Yeah, this is the thing that is bringing me up, like this social activism, that
Mhm.
I need to do something about it, talk about it, and like it's not just about finding good people for me. It's
Mhm.
like
That's where
bigger
it
bigger
starts.
scale.
Mhm. And when you do that for yourself, it has a ripple effect, because each person that you surround yourself with, who you feel safely connected to, also feels safely connected, and that enables them to build
Mhm.
their sense of safety outside of that relationship in other directions. I like to say we are the healing wave.
Mm, yeah, yeah. Hmm.
And it's true, empowering people with that understanding is one of the most radical things that you can do.
Mhm. I like the way how you are talking about it, and the space from which you are talking.
Thank you. I've had a lot of time to think about this stuff.
Hmm.
It's been such an incredible journey to be. 5 years ago, I spent a year in near death and 7 weeks very near death due to allostatic load. That's the amount of strain on the nervous system. And it was mostly caused by the medical and psychiatric harm over and over and over again. And then the pandemic came, and I had had major surgery, and I had been coerced into having the surgery. It wasn't as necessary as they made it out to be, and it nearly killed me. And
Wow.
then the pandemic basically made me totally isolated. I lost contact with all of my social support. I had one friend 3 states away who was struggling pretty much equally, and my co-instructor Imogen, who wasn't really a friend yet at that point, but she kind of had to become one because I needed somebody so badly. And there I was, laying there alone in my bed, near death, hardly able to even drink enough water or eat a piece of toast or a bowl of soup, and realizing, my doctor said, "Oh, you're just hungry." And my psychologist said, "Oh, that's just one of your parts, and we're not going to talk about it." They abandoned me when I told them that my body says I might not make it, I might die. And I even tried to explain it to them from the science perspective, not, this is just a feeling I have. I said, no, this is information from millions of receptors throughout my body, sending that information up the superhighway of the vagus nerve to the brain for analysis. And it's saying, Houston, we have a problem. This is really bad. And they're like, okay, let's do a follow-up in 3 weeks or 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was utterly alone, and I was too mad about what had happened to me, especially because I knew it was happening to other people, that I decided I had to not die. And so I started by making sure I drank water and ate the toast and the soup and walked to the end of the driveway and back, and slowly built my capacities from there. But being that alone and that isolated and that close to death for so long gave me a very different perspective. And I understand at the cellular level what it means to have safe connection and to not have it, and how important it is to us. It literally almost killed me, and it literally brought me back.
Wow. Wow.
The biggest thing I learned, aside from that we all need this, is that just one person who can attune to us and believe us and empathize with us, and verify our lived experience in our body can make a tremendous difference in how well we experience life.
Yeah. It's like bringing sun in the dark hole,
Mm-hmm.
like
Exactly.
literally.
Yeah. It's so hard to find people like that, though. I'm not sure what's like where you are, but here, if in the US, if somebody is unlucky, meaning, they don't have jobs, they've had childhood trauma, they're struggling with addiction or alcoholism or whatever, they're considered almost disposable. Well, you're a problem. Uh, you are sick. You are a flawed character, and people turn away
Yeah.
instead of saying, "How can I help you? I see you. I see that you need support. What can I do?"
Yeah. I think that here's probably the same, but not in the such big scale because we are a smaller country. But probably it's the same.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
So
Like,
much of it is the corporate influence has,
yeah.
driven what we
Yes.
accept as
Yes.
normal.
Yes. Well, here's the change came in 1989. We have the soft revolution, and then things changed. There are like more about work and things and work,
Mm.
and people wanted to have more.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it because that time I was about 14, 15 of age, and I've seen how many parents lost connection to their kids.
Mm-hmm.
More work. We wanted something more, but we need to more work more for it. So we will have like better things and less connection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, that's the pattern. And I'm really glad you brought that up because it reminded me of how people defend the existence of billionaires. No healthy culture has billionaires. The power differential there is just astronomical, and that's why they get away with harming so many people uh, without any consequences. And I see people defending the existence of billionaires in online news forums or whatever, and their argument always comes down to one thing: but they make cool things and give us jobs so we can buy them. That's a really lame defense of a highly pathological system.
Hmm. Yeah, there are not so many people who are in that kind of hierarchy who are like who I who there are few people there that I can feel from my body and I have a good feeling about them.
Mm-hmm.
But there are so few, so few. Because when we were talking about it, that when someone is giving me power and I didn't have power before or didn't felt the power because we have always power, but
Mm-hmm.
mostly we don't like take it. Just after that, I will show to myself and the world who I am when I have the power.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I love to train people with martial arts because when someone has a staff or something, a gun in the hand, and they're changing so dramatically that many times they are shocked. Like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, I am also this person. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're tapping into something uh, deep and primal that we all have, but in our culture, that's another thing that's dissuaded, um, discouraged. Don't be angry. There's all these
Mhm.
trite phrases. Oh, anger just uh, corrodes the container that holds it. Let go and let God, and your anger will harm you.
Be
No,
nice. Be nice.
yeah, yeah. Not just be nice, but don't have any anger. Don't be angry. Just accept things. Um, and and that's indoctrination. It whitewashes reality and tells us to accept all these horrible things that are happening and just get back to work so we can buy the things.
Yeah, for me, uh, when I am talking with you or thinking about you, uh, many times it's coming up a picture of the ladybug with the sword. And it's something that I have like for me it's yeah like your logo.
Yes,
Like
she's my little avatar. I have
yeah.
her right here. I can't see my screen, but can you
Uh-huh.
see it? Yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah. Yeah, she's a little warrior.
Yeah.
And
And for
that's the
me,
funny thing about ladybugs. People love them. Even people who don't like bugs like ladybugs. And so ladybug cartoons are very relatable. Ladybugs exist on every continent except Antarctica.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
there are over 200 species in the United States alone, which is really remarkable. And they come in so many different colors.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of uh, folklore about them. Like you can make a wish, if you find
Mm-hmm,
one, have
mm-hmm,
you can make
mm-hmm.
a
Like
wish when it flies away. Yeah. And people remember that from their childhood. they have this fondness in their bodies for ladybugs because they encountered, they know that they don't hurt people. But the thing they don't know is that ladybugs are also, or they don't think about it, they're also predators. But they only go after the bugs that really suck.
Mm-hmm.
The aphids.
How?
So I feel like that the ladybug is a really good emblem for the work that I do.
Mhm.
I intend to bring down some of the hierarchy, however I can, through education and activism for as long as I'm here.
Yeah. I really like how you are using your power in it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Because I know something about your story. I know about you maybe 5, 6 years. And those pictures and the how they relate and how they teach to relate, it's for me really beautiful. And also when I am like uh, thinking about them from the body language, the the body they have, like also the hard parts of the,
Mm-hmm.
not skin, I don't know how to say it.
Shell. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like so relatable to the body work, because
Mm.
so many people don't feel their skin, like physically, not mentally, like physically. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
so important to feel our skin, to have to our skin, like. And because when I am not feeling my skin, I don't know what of the things I am feeling are mine or not mine.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we are mostly living in a society that when I don't want to feel something, anger or anxiety or something, I am doing like, oh, this makes something up. And, and,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm giving it to someone or somewhere, and it's like we have like many of those things like floating in the field around us, and they're like touching us or attacking us or doing something. And when I don't feel my skin, I don't know, I have not enough energy in the skin. And the
Mm.
energy is like I the energy is coming from that I am relating to my skin. And it's like so heavy to know where belongs this feeling. Is it mine or is it somewhere else? What is going on here?
Mm.
It's like, wow, crazy, crazy. And the sword in the hand of the ladybug is exactly this, because that's the next point. When I have
Mm-hmm.
the sword, yeah, it's teaching me about my field.
Mm-hmm.
That my field is my organ. It's like my skin, my heart. The field is my organ, and I can like know much sooner that something or someone is coming to me who is not good for me.
Mm-hmm.
And those are things we need to learn. It's like it will not happen just so. So
Yeah, that's
I just see and feel so many relatable things with those pictures you are making. It's like, wow, crazy.
thank you. I really appreciate that. And I agree that so many people are disconnected from really what you're describing is disconnected from themselves and each other. And when we are in our skin and in the present moment, we can listen to what our nervous system is picking up.
Mm.
Uh, when we talk to another person, we're taking in uh, not just the words they say, but their tone, how fast they speak, where their voice goes up or down,
Mhm.
how they pause, the things they emphasize, as well as the little tiny movements of the eyes and the gestures. It all is energy and information flow coming into us and our system when it is integrated, when we can feel everything. and pay attention to it, it tells us a lot about the other person's focus of attention and their intention.
Mm.
I'm sure you know people who have the fake smile.
No.
And our bodies, you recognize that, right? Like, I was looking at a picture of somebody, I'm like, oh, that's really creepy. And I realized why it's creepy is because their smile is fake. It's
Yeah,
fixed. It's not
it's
genuine.
scary.
Yeah, and it means I don't know what's happening to them. They are putting up a false front, and
Mm.
that's most likely not a good thing.
Yeah.
And that's what my body's reacting to. Even just a photograph without the voice or the words or the movements.
Mm. Wow, you reminded me on something years ago, 20 years ago. I was working in a hospital
Hmm.
in rehabilitation, and uh, my colleagues told me that there is something like a hospital smile. It's like,
Hmm.
okay, I cannot do it because my nervous system is like crazy, but it's like the
Yeah.
smile is like smile is like nothing in it, like
Hmm.
nothing in it.
Like
And I
it's
was
pasted
like,
on.
you are joking me? It was like you you were learning this shit.
They
If I am
actually
a
teach it.
patient and someone is coming to me like,
Yeah. Ooh, run. Wow. They actually teach that?
yes,
Wow.
and I was
I
like, what the fuck?
I don't know why I'm surprised. One of my doctors was very frank about some of the things he learned in med school. And essentially he said through, a series of comments that they teach doctors to disregard, dismiss, and shame their patients.
Yeah,
That's not health. That's not care.
yeah. And honor to those who have it different, but mostly it's this, yeah.
Yeah, and it's built into to the to the model, the medical model, with the hierarchy and now with the money being so important
Yes,
to the
and I know
hospital.
better what you need than you and your body and your system.
Right. And I'm going to tell you that in 7 minutes or less,
Yeah.
because that's what I have. I can't connect with you. I have to do these things first, check off these boxes and
Mm.
make the system happy instead of helping you the way that you actually need.
Yeah. And it's crazy because we have something like the alternative way,
Hmm.
and it's crazy that it's like it should be like alternative way, but it's not different behavior
Right.
mostly. You know,
Yes.
it's like
Yes.
we have like classical
Hmm.
medicine and alternative, and they are like coming from the same place,
Yes.
and that's crazy.
So much of that. I've noticed that a lot on Facebook. That's where I do most of my work for the public. And, I follow different people and their posts come up. And there are so many alternative doctors who are doing the same thing. They're telling you what's wrong with you. They're telling you they have the solution. And, oh, it's going to cost you a lot of money.
Yeah. Now I am preparing myself to bring some like a bomb in the system because I am working for years with craniosacral therapy,
Mm,
and many people saying that's like so gentle and all this stuff, and I am
mhm,
like, hell no, because in the training nobody is talking about so many things, like about the signals of the body when the clients is like okay with touching or not, in
mm,
which roles are we, what is going on here. It's
mhm,
not there, it's not implemented, and I am
mhm,
furious about this because when I am teaching people craniosacral therapy, some groups are like, okay, people are somehow ready for the work and the touch, but so many groups and so many people they have not the ability in the beginning to feel that I am stressed from the touch.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
how
They
can
just
I
accept
work
it.
with people when I see that the signals of the body are screaming,
Mhm.
wow, go away.
Yes. Yeah, that's so important. One of my best and longest practitioners is a craniosacral practitioner, and he's become. I've known him for over 6 years now. He's become such an important part of my care team because he's so well attuned, and because we've worked to build that safe
Mm-hmm.
connection. When there was a very small rupture, when I wasn't doing well a few months ago, and I said that, he didn't stay with me and say, "Oh, I'm sorry about that," and just give me some empathy or ask questions or anything. He said, "Oh, but look, this, you're doing better." And that was exactly the opposite of what I needed, and it felt
Mhm.
terrible.
Yeah.
And I spent the next week and a half integrating that and figuring out how I wanted to bring it up to him. Yeah, it was a lot of effort, a lot of hard work on my part. And the next time I saw him, I used my ladybugs to illustrate what had happened. And
Oh.
yeah, they're great for that. And he gave such a simple apology. It was
Mm.
just, "I'm sorry you didn't feel seen." And the way
Mm.
he said it, the speed of his voice, the look in his eye, his posture, everything told me he understood what had happened. He didn't feel good about that, and he wanted to make sure it didn't happen again. And that was so powerful that my pain levels went way down and my energy went way up for 3 whole days after that.
Wow.
That's the magic of the relational repair.
Mm. Mm. Wow. Wow.
Another thing that what you said reminded me of, um, gosh, it's been 5 years now. One of my doctors came up with a way to give agency to me to help rebuild my sense of safety, because you can't feel safe if you don't have agency. And I've been using it with virtually all my practitioners since. So I've done it probably 1,000 times, maybe. Um, and it's very simple. We agree how it's going to touch, how it's going to start. So with my craniosacral practitioner, he's back here. I'm laying on the table, and I say, "Okay," and he puts his hands just lightly on my shoulders, and I pause and I think
Mm.
about what it
Mm.
feels like, "Oh, this is safe touch. This is what it
Mhm.
feels like." And then whenever I have the urge, I say, "Stop." And he stops immediately. And we do that 2 more times. And then we're good to go for the rest of the appointment.
Yes. 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 And that this exactly, I'm like, this is exactly what I'm talking about, that these need to be part of the training of massages, craniosacral therapy, everything. Like to be sure that the client is in yes with it.
Hmm.
Like to be
Otherwise,
sure that he's in yes, that
mhm,
it's not like, okay, that is not okay. This is not okay.
yes. Yeah. Otherwise, they don't have that sense of agency and they can't feel safe.
Yeah.
Maybe
And
they
then it,
feel safe ish, but they're not going to feel as safe as they could.
yes. And it's multi-level thing because when they are not feeling safe, uh, it's not working. It's like
Hmm.
I am doing harm, but we were like the message is that is okay.
Yes.
And there is other part of the story that something in the client will fight against.
Right.
So
They guard
so
themselves.
we are hurting ourselves
Hmm.
both, and it's not seen. It's like
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah, it's all felt, but we just ignore it and do what we do.
Yeah. We
The
are so
downside
used.
of
Yeah.
yeah, it's normal. The downside of having those experiences, that when I am with a practitioner who has no clue, I really feel it. I
Mm-hmm.
went to see a specialist, and it was just like one visit, so I didn't have the time or history to build the safe connection. And he just started walking toward me, and my body knew he was going to do something that he didn't ask if he could do or if I wanted. He didn't tell me, and he had the stethoscope, so I knew he was going to listen to my heart. But he didn't say anything about it. He just like assumes that he can just move in and do that. Ooh, I was out of my body in an instant, shut
Yeah,
down, like freezing and waiting until it was over.
yeah. I will come
Which,
later.
yeah, which served him well if he's trying to get me through there quickly. But it didn't serve either of us ultimately, because he
Because
was not connected to me. He was just focused on doing the thing, and that's not good for his nervous system either.
yeah, and that is the other side of the story. Because when I am out of my body, or I am in the body, but like I'm like in fighting position,
Mhm.
what kind of uh, things they will get from the hearing?
Mhm.
You
Right.
know, like
Right. Like, what does that do to your heart rate? What does it do to your blood pressure,
uh,
your body temperature, your
uh,
respiration, your blood oxygen, everything?
there's no way they will get like good results from it because I am like out of my body.
Right. You're in threat detection and protection mode.
Yeah, yeah. It's like so many things like together, and it's like goulash, like
Mhm.
crazy.
And when you're in that mode, you can't take in what the doctor's saying. You can't like commit to a treatment plan or even agree to it, because your prefrontal cortex isn't online enough. There's a book called The Patient's Brain by Fabrizio Benedetti.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Lots of neuroscience. It's a slow, hard read, but I found it so fascinating, um, to see that there's tons of scientific evidence of the importance of the doctor-patient
Mhm.
relationship, and number one, that the doctor believes the patient's account of what they're experiencing, and that's so often the first thing they blow off.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh, that can't be. That was, with me with the suicidal ideations. They put me on Lexapro for PTSD, and it gave me intense suicidal ideations. And every time I complained about it, they said, "Oh, that doesn't happen in older people. It only happens to teenagers, and it's just a little bit."
What do you feel is not right?
Yeah,
You are
yeah.
feeling
You
is
can't be
wrong.
having the experience you're having because it's not in the book.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Then later, I got a pharmacogenomic test that said that I have two copies of the gene involved in metabolizing SSRIs. And so I'm an ultra rapid metabolizer with a paradoxical response, which explains the suicidal ideations. It was
Wow.
not at all made up,
Yeah.
it was scientific stuff. And they
Mm.
said, that can't be real because it's not in my book.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
that being in the higher position that they're in disconnects them from reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can't help somebody if you are disconnected from reality.
Mm.
You can write them a prescription, or you could tell them that they need some kind of procedure, but you can't really help them.
Mm. I'm experiencing more things at once. Like one is some anger that you experienced those things.
Thank you.
Second is hmm, that I feel water in my eyes.
Mm.
And the third is that one part of me is recognizing you as like the wounded healer, and that is the why you are so good in what you are talking about, and why I trust you from the
Mm.
body.
Because you know something about where I'm coming from your own experience. Yeah, that's really important. It really means a lot to me.
Yeah, because the atmosphere of your articles on Facebook, Trauma Over America, there is like they're so deep, but they are like really on the point, and there is like the empowering side of it, who is doing like this, and I feel this is like so needed in this world, everywhere in every field.
Thank you. I agree. It really is important. And it's such a good feeling to most of the people who come there don't say anything. I don't get feedback from most people. And those that do and who are consistent, I can actually see and feel them shifting their nervous systems over time.
Hmm.
And that is
Just to
so
be in the
rewarding.
field.
Yeah, even through Facebook,
Yeah, yeah.
people that I've never met in person and probably never will, because they're, flung all around the world. It's not just Americans who follow the page, obviously, but uh, it's just so rewarding to recognize that this work helps other people break out of their
Mm.
patterns that cause harm too, and not just to be the activist who fights back or stands up for themselves, but also the practitioner who gets humbled and recognizes what they could do better. Those are actually my favorites
Yes,
because I know they're affecting multiple people every
exactly.
day in their life.
Exactly. For me, it's the same that I feel like more important to work with people who are working with people, because then it's like deeper effect on everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it spreads further.
Spreads further. Yeah.
Mhm. That's part of my reason. Have you ever heard the term flash forward?
Tell me more.
You familiar with flashback?
Uh-huh.
So that's when you remember something that happened a long time ago, like it suddenly pops into your head. A flash forward is your body telling you what you need. And I learned about this from, I can't remember who it was, but she was living alone in a cabin in the woods, and she, did the chop water, carry wood thing. And she kept having these flash forwards to, I forget what it was, but something totally different, like wearing a business suit in front of other people. And she's like, I'm never going to do that. And
Okay.
within 2 years, that's what she was doing. And it really scared me because at the time I'd been having flash forwards to being on a stage in front of hundreds of healthcare practitioners teaching them relational neuroscience. And the
Yes.
idea still scares me, but I realize that's what my body needs to do.
Yeah.
It needs to know that I have the attention and attunement from those people. The times that I've spoken in
Mm.
public about my lived experience as a trauma survivor, they cried when I expected them to cry, and they laughed when I expected them to laugh, and they were with me, witnessing me in real time, and my body needs that.
Yeah. Wow. Flash forward. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I need every male doctor in the world to say, "I'm sorry those terrible things happened to you. What they did to you was wrong,
Mm.
and I would like to help you."
Mm.
And just even if they never actually help me, they just say those things, my nervous system is going to feel so much safer in the world.
Yeah. I feel that it's so important that we not just understand but that we feel this point, that this important of this, of that someone is caring. What does it in the field? That how it changed the atmosphere, like
Mhm.
totally in the room.
Mhm. It helps us feel safe, and then we can regulate our system.
And then we can start to heal what we need to
Mhm.
heal, or maybe to create. because that's the other thing, like to creating something.
Yeah, that's been a huge part of my recovery.
Yeah.
I've been a creator my whole life, and now, I do watercolors in general, and they're not, like pretty pictures. They're about my lived experience or relational neuroscience, and the ladybugs came out of that. But also building Trauma Aware America into an actual community where
Mm.
people care for each other. I've got enough people now, 28,000 followers, that I can start saying, hey, you all keep saying that you don't know what it feels like to have safe connection.
Mhm.
And this is no substitute for being in person and having the actual immediate feedback from each other. But it's a safe place to start caring
Mhm.
for each other and seeing what that feels like. So interact with each other, show empathy, believe each other, offer support. Don't
Mhm.
tell each other what to do or how to do it or what they did wrong,
Mhm.
or diagnose them, or tell them they need to be on a different med or whatever. Be with them and they'll be with you. And that's how it starts.
Yeah, train those small steps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
that's how we build our neural pathways. If you've been, harmed so many times that you feel like you just need to isolate yourself from other people,
Mhm.
that's really bad for your
Yeah.
nervous system. Yeah, it's a downward spiral. But if you can understand the basics of your neurobiology, just a few concepts and terms for what's already happening inside you
Mhm.
and between you and other people, then you can start to build the neural pathways through tiny, frequent little bits.
Yeah.
I tell people, so you don't have anybody. What do you do when you go to the store or the library? Say something to the
Mhm.
cashier or the person checking you out. Say,
Yeah.
oh, I like your blouse.
Yes.
This
Yes.
much, this tiny little bit, and
Yeah.
that'll get them excited and it'll be positive. That's a safe connection. That's lots of cues of safety for your nervous system. So
Yeah.
you go back to the library the following week and you make sure that you see the same person checking you out,
Yes.
building a little more safety and connection. And you don't
Wow.
ever have to know their politics or their religion or their beliefs about anything. You just need that little moment of
Yes.
safety
Yes. Yeah.
over and over again.
Yeah. My friends were always like, "How are you doing this? Anywhere we were to the pub or everything, uh, the people are connecting with they are talking, they're here sooner than on the other tables.
Mhm.
How are you doing?" Because I am feeling them. I am smiling in them. I am talking them like to people, not to
Mhm.
someone who is there for me. And
Yeah.
and when I do it 2 3 times and I go them back as you are talking about, it's like, oh, hello, hello. It's like, and that is an environment that I am helping to build to for
Mhm.
myself.
Yes. Yeah, and it's an invitation to them, and yes, you're building it for yourself and you're building it for other people simultaneously because that's how it works.
Yeah,
The
because
more you
when
build
those
safe.
people have good experience with me, they will be
Mhm.
better with other people.
Right. Yeah, and that's the beauty of it. You know that after you leave that place, they're still going to be glowing from that safety and connection, and they'll be able to offer it to other people even more than, their normal job makes them have to do,
Yeah,
and they'll enjoy it more.
yeah. Wow. Yeah, that is the thing that we can use our power to create the environment we want
Mhm.
from step by step. Yes, of course, but we can do it. We can do it.
Mhm. And even at the very beginning when it seems kind of hopeless and overwhelming, having just one interaction like that feels so good and can maybe reduce your pain levels and some of your symptoms,
Mm.
even if just for a few minutes. And when you realize that, you want more of that,
Mm.
and you start feeling hope for a future that you can actually enjoy, not just tolerate.
Yeah, not just tolerate.
And we all deserve that. I feel like it's really our birthright
Mm.
to flourish with each other. That's what our nervous systems evolved for.
Yeah.
And we need to reclaim that.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember for on I was I had a group and they were like learning some techniques with manipulation in the body, and I was talking to them that just be there, be in the hand, that
Mm-hmm.
that in the hand the other person can feel your heart, that your heart is in the fingertips of your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, what? And there was one woman who's like something with this part of the body, and it was like this, and it felt like so alone. This part of body felt so alone, like not included to the body.
Mm.
And I went to her and give her the hand and was like just hello, and I was saying hello to this part of the body, nothing more. And I didn't want anything to change.
Mm-hmm. No
And
change.
after 2 minutes, it was like, and the people were like, "What?" I was like,
Uh-huh.
"This is how we function.
Yeah.
This is it."
That reminds me of what my craniosacral practitioner says, that his job is just to hold space for the process
Exactly.
and to witness it, of course,
Yeah.
to be part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And there is also the thing about who am I, because the role is making so much in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The role is so much from the process. Yeah. Hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did it.
Thank you for this dialogue and our connection. I'm so happy about it.
Thank you, Elias. I really appreciate you and your work. And thank you for inviting me to be your first American podcast or English, I guess. That's even
Yeah.
bigger. Uh,
Also American.
yeah. And I want to say how much I admire your courage in doing a podcast in a second language. That's very impressive, and you did very well.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, make me happy. Yeah. Okay. So people, um, from me, one last thing. Go look on the site Trauma Aware American Facebook and read it, let it work with you, and you will see.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I wish you beautiful day, for me night here in Slovakia. And I'm looking forward to another talk with you.
Thank you. I would really enjoy that.
Yeah.
Hope you have a good night, Elias.
Bye, Shai.
Take care. Bye bye.